What's up, everybody? Matt doesn't get Minecraft. Matt now does kind of get Minecraft. So we're going to teach you how to create a world. And we're going to call it Matt kind of gets Minecraft. So we're here after hitting the play screen, create new world. We're going to go to world name. We're going to actually call this Matt kind of gets Minecraft. Let's see here. And then we'll talk a little bit about it as it generates. All right. This is where, from the create game screen, you can kind of see how this works. All right, and then we're going to go out of the keyboard. We're in a survival normal, so survival is where you have to survive mobs, and normal is where it's kind of hard, but not too bad. So we're going to create this world, and as that happens, first of all, let's do our coffee review. Today, mix of hazelnut, Aldi hazelnut coffee. Their brand is called Barissimo, and then we've got Black Rifle maple pecan. And it's a mixture of the two. I like the Barissimo hazelnut, but I also like to mix in a little bit of something darker, which we got with the Black Rifle. Gonna enjoy a little bit from my Seinfeld mug here. Excellent, 10 out of 10. So, we created the world, and we're going to do a basic setup here. We're going to do a basic create a home. Hopefully find some sheep to get wood for a bed. So here, the biggest thing that took me a little while, if you're learning to play Minecraft, is there's a mine button, and you have to hold it down. I used to remember I would start and I would just do that, and it would be like, I don't know what's going on. Why is it not doing anything? And I had to learn you got to hold it down. It takes about 5 seconds. And then after you've mined that material for about that 5 seconds, it will drop or fall right where you want to be. And you have wood. Now these wood planks can these wood pieces can turn into planks. Each piece of material is going to give you 4 planks, which you can use to build houses and crafting tables and pickaxes and swords. Okay, and that's what you want at first. So you do want a good bit because we want to build a house out of it. We want to build a bed, crafting table, pickaxes. So you need a good bit of that. So remember, you can multiply that times 4. So right now we got 15, which will multiply out to, now we're at 17, but multiplies out to 68, 72, and on and on. So if we get 20, that means we'll have about 80 planks, which should be about enough to get us started, but let's go ahead and, all right, so that's 21. Let's just make sure we have enough here. Next thing we're going to try to do is we got to see if we can get a sheep. Now, if we don't, we're just going to go ahead and build the house. And there's other stuff you can do while the night is on. When it's nighttime, you want to be in some sort of shelter so that the mobs don't kill you. The zombies, the creepers, the skeletons. And the importance of having a bed is a respawn point. Instead of when you die, you start with nothing at this point here where we initially spawned, then you will if you get a bed and you tap on the bed, either just tap on it or sleep in it, you will set your respawn point, so you'll start over at that point every time. Now, in order to be able to sleep, we need to get a respawn point, we need a bed. So in order to get a bed, we need wool, so we need to kill 3 sheep and be able to make a bed. Now this is kind of a different area. I don't know how many sheep we're gonna find around here. Let's see if we can find where the sheep will be, because that's what we're gonna need to have a bed and to have a respawn point and to be able to sleep through the night. Mostly seeing a lot of foxes around here, which is cool, but they're not really very useful. I mean, they may be, but I'm not, certainly not initially. So we're gonna kind of walk around, see if we can find the area where there might be some sheep and stuff here. All right. So let's just keep on walking, running, or whatever at this point. This is kind of a bit of an odd area. Not seeing many sheep. I kind of try to keep walking here. A lot of wood. I mean, if we wanted, if we were looking for wood, that's definitely abundant. But I think we've got enough for the moment. Some kind of ruins. We might want to keep an eye on that. Let's see what's in this chest. This is some kind of a... Oh, look at all that. I'm not sure what we can do with that just yet, but we'll take it. Alright. What happened there? Alright. Let's see here. We're going to continue to try to find wildlife and sheep and stuff. Alrighty. And still having trouble. That's a wolf or a dog or something. Okay, let's see. Having a little trouble. This is a bit of an odd sort of marshy area. Let's see what we see here as we get up here. Huh. Not really sure. That doesn't really help because that's really getting a little further in to the... let's see what we got over here. If we go over here, that looks like more desert, but let's see. It may actually... Let's kind of try to cross, though. All right, now the cross, it's basically the... what's for me the A button here. And is if you hit that, you will stay on top of the water. And so I'm just holding it as I'm crossing the water. I'm just going to see if I have any better luck over here. I'm not sure what all we found on that area. Just going to go ahead and give this a shot. This is a decently long area to cross. I'm hoping that when we get over here, we're going to see more livestock, things like that. Alrighty, let's see here. Oop. Oh, just earned some rewards points. I'm not sure what for. Alright, we're crossing along. Oh, look at there, there's a turtle. Not sure what you can do with that, but they're cool looking, huh? Pretty cool looking turtles we got there. Alrighty, let's keep on going. Alright, here we go. Now we are on, still on some kind of a beach. Let's see if we, maybe if we head further into whatever this area is, we'll find a different section of the map and maybe find some sheep or some other livestock we still need to eat as well, which would also need to be cows or pigs, which we can eat. Because we're also, our hunger is getting down. You don't want your hunger to get down, because that can hurt you if your hunger gets all the way down, and also you don't heal if you're hungry at all. So, but we did get some interesting items there in that the nether portal ruin, I guess is what you'd call that, is what we saw earlier in the video. So that's exciting. That's not a typical thing you're going to find immediately. So that's good. We do have some sort of an enchanted sword, meaning that it's a sword that has some sort of special power on it. So that's exciting. We're not finding the normal things, but we're finding some more advanced items. But at the same time, like I said, we're still having a little frustration. There's a fox, of finding any kind of livestock whatsoever out here. But we're going to keep moving, see if we find anything. But all this movement is definitely getting our hunger down. So I'm not seeing any edible food. So that could be an issue as well. Well, here's some edible food, but this is a single. That is a single berry bush, but you can replant those. They give you 2, and you can plant 1, and then they can multiply that way by giving you 2 food from it, and then you plant them. But they don't really provide much in the way of actually increasing getting you back for your hunger. It's not going to add a lot to your hunger bar, so it's not really worth eating just yet. Really, at this point, we would need to kill a few cows, sheep, pigs to really be able to eat enough to get our hunger back up to where it needs to be. If it starts to turn dark, we're just gonna, for today, we will just set up a house, and for today, we'll just simply we're just simply going to, oh, there's a lot more berry bushes though. Okay, well this could be possibly, potentially good for our eating. So a lot of things that we're not used to seeing early on. Berry bushes, nether caves that are abandoned. This is going to be important stuff in terms of, you got some coal there, which will, not an immediate need, but looking like, okay, here we go. Here's some kind of, we may find one sheep. This is it's kind of hard to see from far away, but we're going to go ahead and, it's a pig. At least we can get some food. This is not going to give us any, I believe. Let's see. I'm not actually sure. I'm pretty sure there's a pig, though. All right, he's kind of hard to, okay, yeah, we got a pig. So that can be a little bit of food. Not going to really be enough to completely fill up our hunger bars, so we may still wait a little bit. All right, like I said, we're having a difficult time. I'm going to go ahead and mine some, now using the mine button, if you hit these flowers, we can, once we do get wool, you can paint the wool the color of the flowers by making dye out of the flowers. Looking like, though, I think we're just going to probably settle in for the night, and we're just going to build a house here and kind of call that a day for this episode. Alright, so we're going to build a small house. I guess it's still, this could be still where a house eventually is going to be. It's a somewhat small area, but we're going to make the most of it. I really like to do is to kind of create a, so I'm going to grab that with one of my grabbing buttons there, and then if you hit right here and you hit that button several times, it will turn those logs into planks. So we're going to have plenty of planks to build things with, and it's getting night, so if we don't build this quickly, we could be in danger of mobs spawning. So I'm going to try to make the most of this area, but it is a somewhat limited area, but it is still quite adequate, I would say. So there's one, okay, so there's a skeleton already coming in here, so we really do need to kind of get going on this. These mobs are starting to spawn, looks like we may, so, okay. So this could be an issue, because if we do not, alright, let's get our sword out here. Alright, it's got looting, which is, alright, so if we don't kill him though, the problem is if we die here, which we could, then we're going to lose our spot. Okay. So we're going to go all the way back to the start, and we've lost all the things we have. So that's a good first video, huh? Well, it is, but that is, we're going to call that a day, and we're going to have to start over on the next one. So Matt kind of gets Minecraft. There's the kinda, really had a tough first day there. Waited a little too long to make the house, so we ended up basically losing our stuff from getting killed by a skeleton. So good first day. Matt kind of gets Minecraft. We'll basically start over from the beginning next time, but we will see you guys later.